The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's cup match time in Bermuda.
Down Bermuda. Down Bermuda.
You know what I'm saying? It's Thursday, the 24th day of June, 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Linders. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with Michaela Ian, Larry Marshall Jr., as well as Leanna Lambert, who will be with us a bit later to bring you the latest in her news break. But look, before we even get to interviewing the guests, right, bringing the guests on.
Yes.
How are you both feeling
Today,
knowing that there will be a cup match?
well, I didn't see it until I woke up at like 6 o'clock this morning, and I was like, all right, sis has got to order some outfits. That was literally the first thing. Sis needs a little, what I'm gonna do with my hair? Like, oh, do I need to get my makeup? Yeah, all right, let me start looking it up. Let me get it all together. That literally the first three things that popped into my head: outfits, makeup, hair.
Yeah, I had heard that it was gonna happen. But a few days have passed, and I was like, okay, is it really gonna happen? Like, am I got the wrong information? And then as soon as I thought about it, I saw the press release. I said, okay, well, I'm just happy the everything worked out and all is on.
Yeah, for sure. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one today. We do have Bermuda's Nurse of the Year, Karen Grant-Simmons, on the show today, so we will be honoring and celebrating her and discussing her journey. The Daily Plate is a name that plays with a twist, and you know what? We're going to give away a case of something today. We hadn't planned, but we're going to reward you, and this is because we have something
rewarding me.
Celebrate. We're going to reward the audience.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to reward me for getting it right. No, that's not what we're doing.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Kales. I hadn't even thought of that. But no, we're going to reward the audience with a little giveaway. So we're going to do a little hashtag today. But you know what? Instead of us discussing cup match on our own, let's just bring the president in, because he's the one who made the public announcement, and I think it's imperative that he discusses this with the audience. So let's bring in President Neil Painter from St. George's. Good morning, sir. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Hey,
morning.
Good morning. Didn't think I'll be back this soon, but hey,
I was just going to say, we've had people on this show multiple times, but never this close together. I think it's 2 days, 3 days, right? 2 days. So
2 days.
It's very close. But let's just jump right into it. 2 days ago, I did ask you, is it a possibility cup match is going to take place? And you stated, there was still a possibility, right?
Yes.
2 days later, within 48 hours, cup match has now agreed. Somerset has agreed and accepted the invitation. The question people want to know: what changed their mind? I'm not asking you to speak for them, but obviously you may have been in some meetings.
Well, I would like to know what changed their mind as well, because I truly don't know. Because in one sense, you say you can't make it for whatever reason, and now you say you want to accept the challenge. That's something that we at St. George's Cricket Club want to know, and we want the country to know as well. So I can sit here and say that through discussions, I think some people, some disquiet, and some said that they want a cup match to go on. I think that was it. Who knows? Might have been the press conference that St. George's Cricket Club had, how to lay out exactly how things transpired. So hopefully they'll let us know the real truth.
All right.
Hopefully. So can you let us know what can we expect? Because we know we're like 5 weeks out. What is it going to look like, or what can you tell us?
Well, we're hoping that it looks like the same way that I described when I was on your show 48 hours ago. So we're kind of still looking to want to do a scaled down scaffolding. Obviously, concessions will be there. We want to have crown and anchor, everything that would normally be at a cup match, but obviously on a scaled down version. So we lost a week through no fault of our own, but as true champions that we are, and I'm talking about champions for the event, because champions never back down from a challenge. And I know Bermudians are resilient people, and we want to let the rest of Bermuda know that in St. George's, we are resilient and we're going to pull this off.
Absolutely. So for people like me who get a plot every year,
yes,
what's my option?
Okay, so that's something at this particular time I cannot answer. But the one thing that I can answer is that if for some reason we do not have, quote unquote, the scaffolding plots this year, when cup matches back in St. George's in 2023, and we don't have these issues, that those individuals who had a plot in 2019 will be given first right of refusal. So I want people to know that if for some reason we're not able to have those type of plots, you will still have the opportunity the next time it's in St. George's to have the plot that you had before.
Yeah, interesting. You spoke on we lost a week and it was already dawn so much. So, and anyone who's been to cup match and who has a plot, the lead up, you see the club members, everyone working crazy and whatnot. How can the public or the individuals that's participating in common cup match, out of the 4,000, I should say, assist with making things easy? Because I know you guys won't have time to deal with some of the matters that pop up regular years.
Well, we're looking for our members and public support. I mean, I was on a radio show last night, actually when the announcement was made. And, you know, right from that show and even to today, I've had people from in my community looking to assist in any way with sweat equity, with their business assistance. So we're going to be putting we have our plans together, but we're going to be letting the public know what our plans are in reference to what we need to do, from painting, getting the club painted, from getting the grounds done. So we will let the public know how they can assist us in getting this going.
I have to ask this, wouldn't be me as usual if I didn't, but one of the first people to tweet last night was the Honorable Premier David Burke. Obviously, he had to be in the know. So did the government play an integral role? Did the government, because not to be a cynic, but one can sit back and say the government pushed this as a distraction to everything else that's going on. And so just being upfront and direct, did the government play an integral role in making this happen? Did they give the clubs additional funding to make it happen?
Well, I'm glad you should ask that question, because I would like to know as well. We don't know if the government played a role with Somerset because they never came to us to say, what can we, well, I mean, in the initial stage when we announced it, they're going to assist us. But after Somerset declined, we had not been in talks with government. So maybe they had some government leaned on them in reference to that. So I can't really speak to that. That's something that Somerset can answer why. And maybe it's something that they need to let the public know why they changed their mind. It might have been because of pressure from government. It may have been from the players. It may have been from their members.
Well, we'll definitely have to reach out to Blanchard, the president of Somerset, to see if he has a statement that he'd like to make. Go ahead, Gail, sorry.
Sure. So we're going to have, I think you said 4,000 people. Is this going to be a safety event, or are there going to be restrictions? Like what is it going to look like we're in a pandemic? Yeah,
well, as per our application, the requirements was, yes, a safe key event, 4,000 people. Once you are in the ground, and I'm not no health expert, those who are allowed in the ground are obviously considered, safe to come in, so people can mix and mingle through. But initially, if you were walking around, you were due to have a mask on. Once you sit down, you can mix with anyone. So as we get closer to the cup match, this regulations may change if the island continues on the upward trend as we move out of this pandemic, hopefully.
Right. And then I know that obviously in previous years you pay at the gate. with a maximum of 4,000 people, is it going to be a case where you have to pre-purchase tickets? Is that like what we're leaning towards? Because it seems like it would make more sense.
Oh yes, everything will be online.
Perfect.
You will not be. You don't want to be handling any cash at the gate, and this helps out with also with the contact tracing. Should
Right.
we need it, because once you go online to purchase your ticket, all that information you would have to give, so that we would already have that information. Once you scan your ticket, come through the gate, we know that Neil Painter's in the event. We know that Neil Painter has either taken a 72-hour test or et cetera,
Right.
whatever the health requirements are.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, we talked about all these other logistical stuff, but, you know, it's a cricket game going on. You know what I mean? And you're the president of the Challengers, St. George. At this point, well, not at this point, do you feel that, you know, with the lack of preparation, this puts you in the game, or is Somerset a bit vulnerable this year?
Well, I say we're all on the same page, because once we announced Cup match in January of this year, our coach, Mr. Wendell Smith, assisted by Clay Smith, put their plans in place and started to get, for example, our league players ready, but he had also had a Cup match plan. And just when he was about to implement it, obviously we went closer. But we are ready, and we're going to be just as ready as Somerset Cricket Club. Now we know that Cup match is on. And I've always said the fitness of the players is not the coach's responsibility. As an athlete, you need to take care of your own fitness. What a coach's responsibility is ensuring the cohesiveness and the technical aspect of the game is implemented on the day.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the unfortunate thing is that coaches sometimes pick players that are unfit, which then sets a precedent of, okay, I don't necessarily have to work as hard as the others. But moving on. So with the, and I know you can't speak for Somerset, but as far as St. George goes, will there be more than one trial, or will everything just come down to the final trial and we make, because obviously selection is going to be difficult this year. You're not going to please everyone. Someone will feel like this person should be in or that person should be in. Favoritism's the word that always goes around.
President picks the team.
Yes,
Yeah.
But, you know, it's difficult, obviously, just because you can't go off of league play or a county performance. But I think it'll be one county that comes up before a cup match. But what are your plans for as far as trials and those sorts of things?
Well, traditionally, we have always had at least 2 trials or 3 maximum. But what the intent was, and agreement with the Bermuda Cricket Board, that there will not be any league matches on the Saturday. So we had intended on using every Saturday possible to have a trial match. So that's what St. George's Cricket Club is intended on doing. Our coach wanted that. We support him 100%. So once we get going in cricket, we're hoping that every Saturday that St. George's Cricket Club is not playing a league match, there will be a trial match.
Okay.
Perfect. So for those who are skeptical of what cup match is going to be this year, because there are a lot of people who are like, it's not what I want it to be. It's not the same. I can't have my 3-story scaffolding view. What do you say to them to encourage them to come out anyway?
Remember what cup match is truly about.
Yes.
Last year, we didn't have it. People complained and they complained, and we tried to educate the public on, you know, what cup match is truly about. It's not so much about the game. It's not about the scaffolding. You know, it's about why we are truly here and celebrating these 2 days. And that's what we want to tell Bermuda, is that we are putting this on not so much for the cricket match, but for the event and celebrate, so people can be free from this pandemic, these pandemic issues that we've been having, that we come out and enjoy each other. Come out and enjoy your family. I mean, I don't know, you guys would know that cup match is a time where you wouldn't see anyone for all year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see them for those 2 days, and it's like you never met and never left them. And, you know, it's almost like a good friend you grew up with. They move away, and when you see them, it's almost like they never left your side. So this is what the feel-good factor we want people to experience at cup match this year.
Yeah. I think I speak for many, you know, and Charles H. Jeffers, too, actually sums up my thought is, current issues aside, Bermuda needs cup match this year. I think we all agree with the second part as well, and
Of course.
victory. But that said, I I like what you just said, especially for a person like me who sometimes the only time I'm actually in Bermuda is Cup Match. And so it is a time when you're embracing people and seeing people around, so on. No, that said, just want to go back to the cricket. So St. George's really pushed for this to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been joking that it'd be something if the game took place after all this, and I'm not wishing this. So I'm gonna beat the crap out of St. George's. No, I say this because if there's any time that a St. George's player should be walking on that field with pride and an incentive to win, it would be this year. If you're not the coach, you're the president, so I accept that. But as president, what message would you give to the players for this game, in particular this year?
Well, I can tell you under the direction of Vandal Smith, but I will be telling them everything that it took to put this on. It was a struggle. And remember, when they started this match, it was a struggle. It was a struggle to have the right to play this game, to take the time off. When it came about, government gave us 2 days. So I will put that to them, that, guys, you realize the struggle that we have gone through over 100 years, and it was heightened this year. No, you need to do battle. And I think, and I know that our team, because I know who's in the studio, is going to do well this year. They're going to make a good account of themselves, a very good account of themselves.
And before we go, because we've got the Somerset people hackling us in the audience.
Yes.
We pay them no mind.
Yeah, absolutely not. We're allowed to be biased today. Our Somerset colleague comes tomorrow. But that said, look, we got 34 days at this point before Cup Match.
Yes.
I always think of the seniors when it comes to Cup Match, right?
Yes.
It's we talk about tradition and it's meaning and so on. Seniors may not be able to make it. Will it be broadcast? Where will it be broadcast? Do you need our assistance to broadcast?
That last question, yes. But initially it was going to be broadcast on Channel 82. That's who we've had the talks with. So we need to go back to the table and have those conversations again, albeit a week later, in the position we're putting in. So it is intended to be on television. That is our intent. That is most important to us.
Mm-hmm. And folks, some of you are probably watching on Channel 82. So that is great. You don't have to go places anywhere to watch the game if you're watching already on Channel 82. Just keep it on this channel. Grant-Simmons says, doesn't matter who wins this year for me. I'm there for the vibe and hope to see some unity. And I think that's where we're all, John. I agree. And
that's where we are as a club too.
Mm-hmm. Carla John says, I just hope the internet broadcast issues have been sorted. Now, as far as that, obviously it's a different time. The last time we had Cup Match was 2019, right? Mm-hmm. It's a different time. What should people, although it's a scaled down event, what should people expect that might be improved about the grounds this time around? You've had time to assess a pandemic, like in terms of safety and so on. And I'll tell you where I'm going with this real quickly. I know we've had this conversation with Blanchard previously, Larry and I, on Pure Sports Radio, but my wife, I remember the first time I brought her and her friends down for Cup Match, they were actually concerned about the scaffolding. So what is being done, not just from a safety health perspective in terms of viruses and diseases, but even from that standpoint, how can people feel safe knowing that we're against time?
Okay, in reference to the scaffolding, we have to be signed off by government when it comes to putting that up. So safety protocols are in place. At this particular time, we're just improving our infrastructure through ensuring that the fences are done, up correct. Also that it's painted bathrooms up to code. So all these things that are required, they have to be signed off by the Department of Health. So we will ensure that those things are done. And if they're not done, obviously they won't be signed off on. So you can be assured that everything that needs to be done, we will ensure that the safety of Bermuda and the people in general is paramount.
All right.
Yeah. And can I just add real quick? I think we need to exercise a bit of patience. We're trying to organize Cup Match in 6 weeks, now 5 weeks. If it's some technical issues, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Everyone's doing their best. I don't think anyone is purposely trying to cause issues. I mean, I think sometimes Bermuda's a hard place to do anything. We expect ABC, NBC type, with the budget of
Yeah.
you get what I'm
Hello.
saying.
Communications.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, so
Yes.
we, as the public, let's exercise some patience and just know that everyone is working extremely hard to put on this event.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
before you go, Mr. President, just again remind people, COP match will take place. COP match, as far as trials, what will happen? What are the trial dates? And just remind them how many people will be allowed. I think one of the key takeaways from this morning, and thanks, Michaela, for asking, is, and this is something, obviously working at a professional sports arena was a very important question, because we don't even do paper tickets anymore. Everything's on mobile, right? So knowing that people cannot use cash and pay at the gate is important. So that brings the next challenge. I mentioned seniors. Some seniors may not have access to do stuff online. Are you going to be offering assistance for that? Because not everyone has someone young that can assist them. So some of the takeaways, what would you tell people based on all of that?
Well, obviously, right as it stands, there's 4,000 people in the grounds. COP match is on, definitely, barring some catastrophe. In reference to the seniors, we'll be working with the company that we're using, getting our tickets from, or e-tickets from, and one ways of how we can assist our seniors if they want to get online. One of the ways we looked at is having a date for when seniors want to buy a ticket, and they can come to St. George's Cricket Club, and we'll have someone there who's working on and getting them their tickets. So that's one thought that we've had, and how we can assist the seniors in getting tickets.
All right. And one last question. You guys have any more questions real quick?
I'm good.
No, I'm just very excited. I want to know all the things.
Is it based on a first come first serve basis? Like, is it? I know with professional sports, you're talking about Champions League finals or stuff. There is a certain allocation of tickets. Is there going to be an allocation of tickets for specific people or sponsors and groups, or is there like this 4,000 first come first serve?
Well, as it stands right now, it's first come first serve.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4,000 per day, right? Not
yes,
total.
per day.
Yes, per day.
Per day.
And I'm figuring there'll be options to purchase tickets for both days or one day.
Yes, correct.
All right. And one last question from the audience. Will the clubs be honoring former players in any way on the day?
Well, one way that we always honor former players, and first of all, those that have passed, we have a minute of silence. And in reference to those that are still with us, we haven't gotten that far yet, because obviously we're still in our planning stages. So we always look to do things that honors the former players. But we definitely always have a minute of silence for those former players and administrators that have gone before us.
Alrighty. And I said one last question, so I lied to you about the times already. Kanisha DeShields is asking, does the 4,000 include the players and officials and so on?
Correct.
All right. He said correct. President Neil Painter, thank you so much for doing this twice in 48 hours. We appreciate it. And I think the decision by Somerset and yourself pushing to make it happen has made the Bermudian people, as Dijon said earlier, just want the happy vibes. I mean, Bermuda needs this, as Charles Jeffers said. So thank you for your hard work. And I think I speak for at least the others on this show, except one person. We're working on her. Let's go St. George's.
All right. Thank you very much.
So excited. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Let's bring Leanna in real quickly. Lee, very different show today. I know we have a news break, but you're smiling. You're smiling. You must be happy too.
Go St. George's. That's all I'm going to say. Go St. George's, despite all the red you may see.
Yeah.
Don't worry about, I'm going to pronounce the L, the salmon.
Yeah.
Salmon. Don't worry about the salmon.
So Leanna, those who don't know, Leanna, you've probably seen her face. She's been hosting COP match over the last couple of years. I think Michaela, you've done it in the past as well. So you've probably seen their faces. So look, this is an opportunity. Hopefully we see you again on channel 82, our home channel for the daily hour. So folks, if your internet ever goes down, you can always go on channel 82 and stream us. But Lee, I'm going to let you get to the news as we are running behind. Folks, don't go anywhere, because due to us having COP match, we're going to have a big giveaway at the end of the show, not for Michaela, but for you. I just got to let them know. And Larry, thank you so much for jumping on. And we'll see you in, Larry, I'm going to put you on the spot on the show. I'm going to put you on the spot. People Gonna blow up my phone if they haven't already. We need Rashawn Blanchett, the president of Somerset, on this show just to have a quick discussion. See if you can make it happen, bro.
I have reached out. I
Pressure's
will
on.
reach out
No,
again.
I was just about to say no pressure.
Pressure's on. Let's get it.
Yeah. All right. So we'll work on Blanchett, but we just only think it's fair that Mr. Blanchett has an opportunity to come on and have a conversation with the audience. Lee, over to you.
Thanks, Jamal, Michaela, and Larry, and good morning to all of our listeners tuned in with us this morning. Ooh, I hope everyone is having a good start to their day, especially with the great news we've just heard. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for our daily hour news break. So taking a look at today's top stories, speculation was laid to rest late yesterday afternoon when the Bermuda Olympic Association broke their silence, explaining why it declined offers by FINA, the International Swimming Federation, for two unqualified swimmers to participate in the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. Now, according to a statement, the BOA said that the Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association had submitted Madeline Moore and Jesse Washington to be on the long list of potential qualifiers for the Games. However, the BOA's governing documents clearly stated that it will send competitors who, quote unquote, adequately prepared for the high level international competition. Now, Moore and Washington said that the BOA said that Moore and Washington had not met FINA's qualifying standards, and therefore the BOA cannot approve the swimmers' participation in the upcoming Games. They did, however, acknowledge both swimmers' current participation in the Central American and Caribbean Amateur Swimming Confederation Championships in Puerto Rico and say that they are hopeful that both will meet the Olympic qualifying standard, which would allow them to represent Bermuda in Tokyo. Now, Ms. Moore expressed disappointment and said that she was disheartened by the situation. She called the move a slap in the face and said she believes that despite the response given by the BOA, it just wasn't a justified or sound reasoning. Meanwhile, police are renewing their appeal for witnesses today into the broad daylight shooting that left a 56-year-old man in the intensive care unit in hospital. Detectives say that they are looking to help identify suspects who escaped on a motorcycle. The rider was said to be wearing a dark-colored top and light pants, while the passenger, who is said to be the suspected gunman, was to be wearing a blue jacket and dark pants. Now, after the shooting, the suspects rode off, heading west along Harbor Road. The shooting happened at about 7:30 p.m. at Darrell's Wharf in Warwick on Wednesday, June 16th, when the two people rode up on a motorcycle and shot the man. Now, police have thanked those who have already come forward, but said more help is still needed. Investigators are once more asking that area residents with any CCTV footage please check through their footage from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. last Wednesday. Also, any cars that were in the area that passed by with dash cameras are also asked to come forward by calling the Confidential Crime Stoppers hotline or police on 211. And the Red Card Project released the first video trailer for the book Red Card, a biography telling the inspiring story of Bermudian David Bascom that is set to be released next March. Now, the website said that Red Card, the life book of David Bascom, is a biography rooted in self-empowerment as Bascom shares his life story and provides graphic details of early childhood trauma and his willingness to do the work required to overcome these circumstances. Bascom also prioritizes the mentorship of youth athletes and mental wellness in his biography. Now, the 2-minute and 35-second trailer depicts a passionate Bascom describing his many accolades, such as being a member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, or the MBE, an 18-year-old professional football career, and 8 major championships. But the trailer leaves the audience on a cliffhanger, so it surely seems to be a much watch. So please stay tuned. Looking at today's weather, we have a high near 84 and a low near 75 degrees. We'll see some partly cloudy, increasing weather with cloud at night with a chance of a shower. Winds easterly light to moderate, increasing moderate overnight. High pressure remains in charge with partly cloudy skies and dry weather as a slightly less humid easterly breeze begins from later tonight. Now, cloud cover will increase at times late this week through the start of the weekend with the chance of a few showers. This is the result of introverted troughs passing mainly to the south of the island. That's all for our Daily Hour news break. Let's head back to Jamel and Michaela in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Thanks so much, Lee. Look, I was going to say, when you was reading your weather, I'm thinking, I just hope the Wednesday before cut match, she has the best weather. I was like, I'm thinking ahead. I'm like, Lee, if it's bad weather, if it's raining on those 2 days, please don't do a weather report.
I'm going to talk to the weather god so I could definitely make sure you get what you want.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way St. George's going to be able to beat Somerset if it don't rain. And that's the only way Somerset's going to keep the trophy, as we all know. But thanks so much for that, Lee. And we'll see you tomorrow.
You're welcome, guys. See you too.
Bye, Lee.
Bye, guys.
All right, stick with us. Going to take a quick break. We're a bit behind, but we have the Nurse of the Year coming up. We are going to celebrate and honor Bermuda's Nurse of the Year. Do not go anywhere. Stick with us.
Hi, I'm Karen, a nurse at the old folks home. These long hours used to kill my feet until my hairdresser told me about a great place to buy a pair of clogs. Medical House. Finally, relief. They also carry uniforms in bright, bold colors. And not to mention the support stockings.
Karen, Miss Soltis bet her bet again.
Oh gosh, these days, I need all the support I can get.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke.
We're spotlighting our old friends Woodstock Farms, who started up 50 years ago in the belief that we need more trustworthy natural food sources. Starting with one product, their line, mostly certified organic, is now more than 250 strong in 10 categories. This month we're featuring accoutrements of the barbecue, for us the pinnacle of home cuisine and one of the few forms of restorative recreation now within our reach. Try Woodstock Organic Sweet Relish, Tomato Ketchup, Baby Kosher Dill Pickles, Sauerkraut, and Hickory and Original Barbecue Sauce. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. She's Michaela and I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindo's, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you'll likely be watching Cot Match if you are not one of the lucky 4,000. Ha ha ha! Like how I did that, kids. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day. She is the Nurse of the Year. She is Karen Grant-Simmons. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for having me.
No
Good morning.
So we got to ask. We just had the president of St. George's Cricket Club on. So this will set the tone for the attitude that Kayla and I may give you. By the way, who's your Cot Match team?
White Hill, Bridge for Life.
What was that?
White Hill, Somerset, Bridge for Life.
Oh, so hold on. Hold on. I heard that Somerset Bridge and Somerset are not, they don't necessarily see eye to eye. So I'm going to assume that you're not going to go over the bridge for Somerset for 2 days of the year, correct? All right. So we got a St. George's fan. I'm going to claim her.
I am not St. George's. I am Somerset Bridge, White Hill.
But we're going to claim you. You're not Somerset. You're Somerset Bridge, White Hill. Can we claim it, Kales?
I mean, I guess. I'm a little confused, but I guess.
Anyway, let's get to the conversation. So look, let's talk to us. You congratulations first on
thank you very much.
Being named Nurse of the Year. Speak to the folks before we get into it. Like, what kind of nurse are you?
Presently, I am a psychiatric nurse. My career started out in 1995 to 1998 when I attended the Kingston School of Nursing in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. That time, I became a registered general nurse.
Okay.
After completing the general nursing program, I went on, I was doing medical nursing, surgical nursing, then I went to the operating theater in 2002. Mm-hmm. Whilst being in the operating theater, I also went on to do the post-basic psychiatric nursing program. Mm-hmm. Despite receiving 6 awards in that program, and I was a valedictorian, I remember a unit manager telling us of a client that punched her in the nose and she got a fracture. And I was like, oh, good Lord, this is not for me. So I ran right back to the operating theater. Despite being offered the opportunity to be a mental health officer then, I said this was not for me, and I ran right back to the operating theater. But whilst being in the operating theater, you had clients overflow from the intensive care unit. So oftentimes I would be in the post-anesthesia care unit. And the anesthesiologists, they start saying, Karen, you are nursing a lot of critically ill patients, clients who are being mechanically ventilated. You might as well go and do the critical care training program. So then I went on to do the intensive care course in 2004 to 2005. But after that, I wanted to be an advanced practicing nurse. Jamaica did not have the acute care practitioner program, so that was when my career switched from critical care nursing to psychiatric nursing, because I went on to do the mental health practitioner program. So from 2011, my main focus has been mental health nursing.
Oh, okay. Mental
That's
health.
an incredible journey. So can you tell us what the best part of the job is for you?
The best part of the job for me is administering care to others, making a difference in the lives of others.
That's amazing. And how did you feel when you found out that you were named Nurse of the Year?
It was truly an humbling but overwhelming experience, because there are so many other nurses who could have gotten that award, especially throughout this pandemic. So it was truly an humbling experience for me.
That's beautiful. And then speaking of the pandemic, how has it been being a nurse during this extremely trying, stressful time over the last 15, 16 months or so?
Well, nursing is my calling. It is my passion. It is my life. So just administering care to others is a joy for me. I know at first it was scary because we did not know much about the virus. But now we have a lot more knowledge, a lot more confidence. So we are able to go about and administer care to others on a daily basis. I hope we'll never see another pandemic, but if one comes, I know we will be better prepared to handle it.
Yes, because you know exactly what to do now.
Yes.
So can you tell us about the legacy that you want to leave behind?
I want to implore and encourage other persons. As long as you like to assist to help others, then this is the profession for you, because there's a global shortage of nurses everywhere. You will never be out of a job. As long as you like to assist others, then this is a fulfilling task for you.
And what would
I
you
want
say?
to encourage others, because I also function as adjunct nursing lecturer.
Okay. And then I know that there aren't, and this is just based on my experience in coming to the hospital, there doesn't seem to be a lot of Bermudian nurses. What would you say to encourage Bermudians, like young Bermudians, to go into the nursing field?
As I said, it's a very rewarding field, and nursing have so many different paths. It's just like Bermuda College, many paths, discover yours. You can do medical nursing, you can do surgical, operating theater, the post-anesthesia care unit, you can do the intensive care unit, nephrology that deals with the kidney, urology. There are so many different specialties, and advanced practicing. The clinical nurse specialist, who is a master nurse at the bedside, you can be a practitioner where you will be diagnosing clients, prescribing medication. You can have your own private practice if you are granted prescriptive rights. If you like to teach, you can be a tutor. There are so many different pathway in nursing, the midwife, maternity. You just have to discover yours. And if you like kids, pediatrics, obstetrics, gynecology, you just have to find your passion.
You mentioned something earlier, and I've been told this since I was in college, that there's a nursing shortage throughout the world. And wherever you go in the world, almost every nurse is not local. Like, you know, if you can be in New York and the nurse would be from someone else. You can be in Florida, the nurse. And so it's almost like it's one of those spaces where the world really opens up to you. And I asked, so are there any places your journey has taken you that you're like, wow, if I didn't get into nursing, I probably wouldn't have had this opportunity?
I believe one place it has taken me is having a research publication on the McGill University website. Also to Bermuda, If I wasn't in nursing, I would not have had the opportunity to come to Bermuda. But in 2012, we had instituted a community engagement model in Jamaica. We went to all the inner cities. We spoke to all the area leaders there. We started doing interventions to try to address stigma. And I can recall we went to one particular young man. He did not have any insight. And we gave him an injection, and he started throwing stones at the team. And I recall half of the community was saying, we should leave the gentleman alone. He's an accomplished mechanic, leave him alone. And another half of the community was saying, you better treat him, because if he come near us and do anything, we are going to kill him.
Oh, jeez.
So who do you follow at that stage? So we left and we went as a group to debrief and to plan and say, what do we do? So then we went back to the area leader. We said we would like to have a session there. And Jamaicans like reggae music, so we had reggae music, cowfoot dance competition. We gave a lot of presentations, anti-stigma poems. And the very same community, they started owning this gentleman. Every time we go there, they would say, you need to get your medication. And even when the professors from the McGill University went with us, they could see that there was a difference in that community. It was like, these people seem a lot more receptive to you. And they were shouting back at us, caring for the caregiver, care for the schizophrenia patient. They were shouting back at us the presentation, the topics that we had made. And we continued like that. And it led to a 60% reduction in inpatient admissions and closure of the outpatient department at the psychiatric hospital. All the clients came to us out into the community. So we had that research publication on the McGill University website in 2012. And that is why I am passionate as well in Bermuda. If we go out and give persons information, then I know the attitude of persons will change as it relates to the mentally ill.
It's as I listen to you talk, I know that it's your job and you get paid for it, but nursing is such a community service.
Yes, it has to be done. And if you were listening to the presentation, one of the students that nominated me, I was her mentor from Walden University. She was doing a master's in public health. And as she said, when I go to work every day, I volunteer an extra 2 to 4 hours. I am on 9 to 5 shift. I am at work from 7:30, 7:45. I ain't leaving until 7 p.m. And I am here on some Saturdays when I'm not assigned to work, just to try to get things to flow smoothly. Sometimes I'll be helping the doctors with their discharge summaries, going out to clients whom we could not reach during the week.
It's interesting. I remember a friend of mine was doing, she was in university studying nursing. And I had never seen some things so difficult in my life, right? And we've spoken on this show about the difference between the doctor, the pharmacist, and the nurse, and how they all have critical roles. And the nurse is a very important part, if probably not the most important part, folks. And I'm not understating that. But do you feel like the nursing profession gets the level of respect that a doctor would?
I don't think we get the level of respect that a doctor would. But many persons do not understand the role that nurses play in being advocates. Many times we are the ones going to the doctor, oh, this person is in pain, you need to prescribe something. This person has this problem, so we are the advocate on behalf of the client. So many times persons do not understand the role that nurses play in advocating. Because sometimes when I was doing, for example, medical surgical nurses, the doctor will make an order, or you need to go to this hospital, or you need to go and do this. And the clients, like, they are fearful of the doctor, so they will not say certain stuff to them. They will tell you, nurse, I am not going there. I don't like the treatment I had there. I don't like this. I don't like that. But they won't say that to the doctor. So then you have to go back to the doctor to say that the client is not convinced. He is saying that he will not do this. So you have to be the bridge, the advocate between the client and the doctor.
It's so many takeaways for me from this conversation. One is the kind of nurse you are and your journey that led you there. And the reason it's important because some people, may think nursing, they think of medical doctor versus psychological doctor or psychological nurse or versus medical nurse. So I love the journey and you're really sharing how important, regardless of what kind of nurse, how important it is. We have a compliment here. My stepmother is the best. Hey, Karen, Nurse of the Year.
That is Kenneth and Empress Burgess. I think you had her on the show as well for this apparel.
Absolutely. Kathy Bromby is throwing shade. She says, thank you, Miss Grant-Simmons, for being there for St. George's supporters when they lose the cup match. So, yeah, some of us may need to come to you if we don't win. This is a tough year. But, I know Michaela kind of asked this already, but if I'm watching this show and I haven't decided on a career, and Chaos, if you don't mind me saying, like before the cup match was announced, we were actually going to discuss career changes and so on, right? Because a lot of people, are pivoting since the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Not just for young people who may want to do nursing, but someone who's thinking of a career change. They may work in a position where they assist people. They could be a school teacher, right? And they want a career change, maybe say, you know what, I want to get into nursing. What would you say to someone that's probably in a space where they mid-30s, late mid-40s, and they're like, you know what, I may want to consider nursing?
I would say go for it. All you need is English, maths, the sciences. As I said, if you were teaching before, you can be a tutor, nursing educator. There are many different paths. You just have to discover yours. Go for it. And as I said, you won't be out of a job. With this pandemic, you are in more demand.
Exactly. I love it.
And again, this is key because while we celebrate you, I mean, we just love to celebrate and honor people. And being Nurse of the Year is a tremendous. It's tremendous to be recognized as that. But I really hope that people, whether it's for them or family members or children, listen to you because I don't know about you, Kales, but throughout my college years, I heard professors and people saying, if you always want to be in a job, become a nurse.
Yeah.
Now, I never heard them speak about any other profession. And we're talking 15 years ago. And now, even still, right? We didn't know 15 years ago a pandemic was going to come, right? We didn't know any of this stuff. But it's one of those jobs, I always say there were two jobs that would always exist. There's definitely more, but what's they call them? A mortician and a nurse. There will always be opportunities in these spaces. So honestly, I want to say thank you for
thank you very much. Well, look at me. I started out in medicine, surgery for 2 years, then to operating theater, then from there to the intensive care unit, then to being mental health nurse practitioner. And whilst functioning as mental health nurse practitioner, I was adjunct nursing lecturer in over 6 to 8 different nursing programs. The accident and emergency, the operating theater and recovery room, the nephrology, the critical care training program, the post-basic psychiatric nursing program, the undergrad program at EXED, and the undergrad and master's program at the University of the West Indies. Because when I came to Bermuda in 2015, I was shocked at the number of nurses that were here in Bermuda that I had taught in Jamaica.
Really?
Wow.
Because I was walking from the Montrose building over to the old emergency to go to the Employee Health Services Department to have my hair follicle test. And I can recall I passed one of my critical care students, Christine Bogle, and she screamed, "Oh my goodness, they have gotten a stalwart from Jamaica." And then whilst walking on, I heard other nurses, "Hi, miss. Hi, miss." And I was truly shocked because a lot of the nurses then that were in accidental emergency, the nephrology unit, operating theater, ICU, were nurses that I had taught back home in Jamaica. So I was truly surprised.
Indeed. It's awesome. I mean, full circle. It sounds like a lot of full circle stories, right? Full circle. But I've enjoyed this conversation. I mean, I appreciate your journey. You are a well-rounded nurse, and I was thinking, as we just mentioned, career changing, almost like you changed careers within your career.
Within it, yeah.
Specialties, yes.
It just seems so versatile, which is amazing. I didn't really realize how versatile nursing was.
Yeah. So on that note, again, congratulations, and honestly, thank you for trusting our platform and coming on. And is there anything you want to say to the audience that's encouraged? I mean, we've got a lot of stuff coming in. Renee Falcon says nursing is a very rewarding career, the heart of healthcare. Some more congratulations.
That's the president of the Bermuda Nurses Association, and she's another lecturer at Bermuda College.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you have a good one in Mrs. Grant-Simmons. So congratulations to everyone, all of the nurses out there doing the hard work, especially during a pandemic that we only see once every lifetime, if that. But yeah, thank you.
And I implore all nurses to continue to do your best and allow God to do the rest.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Have a great day.
Thank you, and same to you.
Alrighty, awesome conversation. I mean, I admire
Yeah.
If you've ever been in a hospital, and I mean, you don't even have to go to a hospital. You can just see some nurses that come out to people's homes. It could be dementia. It can be illness. It can be mental health. I admire the toughness that they have.
Yeah, there's so much. And I didn't realize, like, my biological father passed away last September, and the PALS nurse that was coming to the house every day, like, just absolutely incredible empathy, just all around wonderful person.
Indeed. And please, folks, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love if you enjoyed that conversation with Nurse of the Year, Mrs. Karen Grant-Simmons. Please give us a love, a like. Show us some appreciation in the comments. I did just get an announcement that just came through. Michaela, I'm not sure if you saw it, came to us just now, but the president of Somerset Cricket Club has agreed to come on the show. We will let you know the dates. But yeah, we did just get a message that he has agreed to come on the show. So we will get our producers to work on that so we can bring him on and rough him up. Sherry,
rough him right up.
Our co-host Sherry is probably hoping it's a Friday. We do have another announcement. The Premier David Brett will be coming on in the coming weeks as well. So get your questions ready for the Premier, as he has agreed to come back on. It's a funny situation, that is, and we'll tell you at a later date. But he has agreed to come on in the next few weeks. We're going to do the Daily Play, but we have a birthday shout out to give as well. It's the birthday of our big brother and our colleague Juggling Jason today. So folks, if you see Juggling Jason, make sure you give him a big happy birthday, shout out his name, show him the love, folks. Show Juggling Jason the love. Been doing it for years and years and years, not to age him, but he's a veteran in the industry, and he is definitely helpful with this show in terms of his direction and so on. So big happy birthday to our brother Juggling Jason. We're going to do a big giveaway. Do not go anywhere. I'll let you all know what the hashtag is going to be. It's going to be #CutMatch2021. That's the hashtag. Stick with us. We're going to trip up Michaela next.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
Tune in to the Full 100 Radio every Tuesday through Sunday at 7 p.m. Bermuda time as we bring you the love, romance, sexiness with nighttime jams, only on your station for conversations and entertainment. The Full 100 Radio. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices.
All right, folks, welcome back to the big show. She's Michaela, I'm Jamal. Thanks again to Medical House One Communications Lindos, our friends over at Channel 82, where we hope you can watch Cot Match if you're unable to go to the game. All right, so it is daily play time, so we usually do a little geography name that play. So Michaela's so good at this stuff, folks, that I actually had to, I'm going to show you. I actually had to order something off Amazon. So it's a game called Passport, right? So I'm cheating now.
Like, seriously?
Yeah, Kales, look, I am not intelligent enough to find questions to get, right? So I had to get help. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Kales. It's the whole, you know how you're in a class and the teacher says, I need to challenge you more because you keep getting everything right. So that's what it is.
Okay. All right, I'll take it.
Here we go. Here's the question. of the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great taste, no alcohol. Make sure you get yourself a case of Heineken 0.0 if you don't win one today. All right, here's the question. What African river is the longest in the world?
The Nile?
Wow.
I mean, I kind of learned that when I was like in elementary school. I thought you were coming hard, like hard.
See how she's doing me, folks? See how she's doing me? Like, I mean, I ordered a whole game to try to get her, and she's just like,
listen, when it comes to these things, like, I love to know all the things about all the things. That's why, like, I love Jeopardy. I love Family Feud, like, because it's like, it's a little bit of pop culture. It's a little bit of history, a little bit of geography. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
you want to do another one?
Okay, yeah. You know what? Here we go. Here's another one. What does Africa have more of than any other continent?
Oh, that's very vague. That could be a lot of things.
I'll give you three.
Okay.
A, countries. B, land. C, people.
I'm going to go with countries. Land. It's land. As soon as I said countries, I was like, no, it's land. People?
Yep, Africa has more people than any other continent.
I thought China had the most. Asia had the most people.
Kills. I'm joking with you. It is.
Oh. What?
It's countries. I was like, I wonder if she'll let me have this one.
I said, wait a second.
You got it right.
Countries.
Kales, I couldn't give it to you that easy. I'm just like, why do you keep getting it right? Can't you just play? I'm sorry. No.
Nope.
I appreciate you. I really do. You made me purchase a whole game to play, and you still got it.
Let me tell you something. When I was 12 years old, my mother, Dr. Kendra Pearman, who is watching, she said to me, you are going to be very beautiful when you get older. You need to be so much more than a pretty face. You need to be smart. You need to be driven. You need to have good work ethic. And that always stuck with me. So for me, it's always like, okay, I need to be the best that I can in whatever area. Because it's just who I am, and it's what I'm gonna do.
I love that. You know, you just can't rely on, you know, beauty or outer appearance or looks, any of that. And we definitely appreciate Dr. Kendra Lee Pearman, who's a day one on this show. So yes. You all know that is Michaela's mom. If you didn't know already. So I got you, Tam. I got Tamara. I think this is the first time I got one up on her. Yeah, it's countries, not land, apparently. Yeah, it is. And I think Europe is land because they include Russia. So I think
that makes sense.
Yeah. But I did my best to try to lie to Michaela, like she didn't get it, but she weren't gonna let me have it. Yeah, that's right, Tamara. You know, I don't think I've ever gotten you. But look, the hashtag is Cup Match 2021. No, it's not Somerset.
No, Carla, come on. No,
look no. At her. Like she's
qualify her.
She can't help herself. Look at this. Look at this one here. St. George's is definitely Cup Match, and she does the hashtag. Nicole Walker, another St. George's person, she got countries as well. So she, we did have people that got it. All right, the hashtag Cup Match 2021 for your chance to win, folks. Your chance to win. Let's see what we have for you. And then after this, look at my mother. Mama, I'm not sure you can play. You know, it look biased if you won it.
Let it play.
If our parents win this, Kales, it'll look bad. You know, I mean, we can always hook up. You know, we can hook up on the side. All right,
it is what it is.
Cup Match 2021 is the hashtag for your chance to win. You know what? Because they are a sponsor of the Daily Play, Heineken 0.0, courtesy of Borrowers Lightborn, we're going to do a case of Heineken 0.0. And I know a lot of people have entered so far, but it is only showing 23. So I'll give you about, you know what? We'll do something different. Kales, you want to give the daily inspiration before we?
Sure.
Okay, let's give the daily.
I've got a good one today. I shared this in my mastermind group yesterday that I'm in. I'm in a woman entrepreneurs mastermind. And this is what I shared in it yesterday. and it really spoke to me. So I hope that it speaks to you. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. That was like a big like whoa for me, because I feel like so often we're like, oh, I spent so much time, I've put so much money in this, I can't stop now. And it's like, it's okay to acknowledge that it was a mistake. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to realign and do something different.
Indeed. I like that. I love when and Michaela sends them to me after the show. I like it because some of these things are like on time and on point, folks. Cherie Dill obviously didn't get the memo as well. Cut is going, staying west. Hashtag cut match. I just hope that the system doesn't pick up these rude comments before the hashtag. They're just so disrespectful. But let's run the contest. Let's let these people see who's hopefully a St. George's fan. Yeah, we're biased. You all get Sherry tomorrow. Here we go. Here's the draw. Let's see who we got. Who is gonna win it? Case of Heineken 0.0 on the line, folks. All right, who is it? Oh, Karen Edward Simmons. All right, there you go. You are today's winner. Congratulations to you. I just want to say thanks again to both the president of St. George's Cricket Club, Neil Painter. Also want a big shout out to Nurse of the Year, Mrs. Karen Grant-Simmons. Really, really appreciate them. Don't forget tomorrow, you don't want to miss the boxing match between Michaela and Chris Famous. Sorry. I mean, the conversation on the show with
it's going to be fun.
MP Chris Famous tomorrow, the people's politician, as they say. If you haven't already, folks, make sure you follow us. Make sure you stay in touch. We did get a message during the show that the president of Somerset, Mr. Vashon Blanchard, is willing to come on the show. So we will let you know as soon as we know when that is. Kales, any final words before we let him go?
I just want to say, all you Somerset people, I don't want to see your red. I don't want to see your blue. Don't say nothing to me when you see red lipstick on me, because I wear it all the time. I am St. George's through and through, blue and blue. That's it.
That's it.
Let's go.
You know what it is, folks. So, hey, July 1st, no red allowed. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House One Communications and Linders, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As we always say, if you haven't already, be sure to like and follow us and engage with us on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. She's Michaela Ian. I'm Jamal Hartman. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. My friends, make it a great day. Peace.